Maliriza ku program Tulambule wano ku KBS TV buli lwa Sunday mwe tukulambuliza ebifo ebyenjawulo saako n'okukusomesa ku byafaayo by'ennyaffe Uganda ebyenjawulo.
Afrika bwakedde kyoyagalira eno bbona kyebalumira eri abatafuna kwebyo birungi Uganda byerina kwagala nnyo
Uganda erina obwakabaka obuwerako gamba ng'obwakabaka bwa Tooro, Bunyoro, Buganda, Busoga, obwakabaka bwa Choli, Teso, Bunyara, obwakabaka bwa Japadora, obw'Abagisu, obwankole saako n'obwa Kooki wamu n'obulala bungi. Olunaku olwaleero tugenda kusoma wamu n'okulambula ku bwakabaka bwankole. Buno nno butwalira ddala amaserengeta ag'ebuvanjuba bwa Uganda. Obwakabaka bwankole bwayitibwanga Kaalo Kalungi mu kyasa ky'e15 wabula mu kyasa ky'e17 erinnya Nkole lyaleetebwa kabaka Chowali eyali kabaka wa Bunyoro Kitara ng'amaze okuwamba ekitundu kino. Bunyoro Kitara bwe bumu ku bwakabaka obwali businga amaanyi mu kyasa ky'e16 okutuukira ddala mu kyasa ky'e19. Mu mwaka gwa 1901 mu mwezi ogw'okumi ng'ennaku z'omwezi 25 Abangereza bassa omukono ku ndagaano ey'okugaziya obwakabaka buno obwankole. Wabula nga baatwaliramu n'obwakabaka obulala gamba ng'obwa Igara, Shema, Buhungu, Buhwenju wamu n'ebitundu ebirala ebya Tooro. Kabaka Wankole yayitibwanga Omugabe oba Mugabe. Obwakabaka buno bwalinanga bamugabe ab'enjawulo okuviira ddala ku Luhinda okutuuka ku Gasiyonga owookubiri ng'ono yafugira ddala okuva mu mwaka gwa 1944 okutuuka mu mwaka gwa 1967 President Milton Obote bwe yasaanyaawo obwakabaka mu Uganda.
Gasiyonga yafa. Gasiyonga bwe yafa mu bigere bye nwaddamu mutabani we naye tebaamutikira, so he was a crown prince, Prince John Barije, who also died. Prince Barije also has a son who was also crowned Prince Webshenje. Hake iwawe Wizwera Jabera, that's their resident, their ancestral home.
President Milton Obote yasinziira ku tteeka eryakolebwa akakiiko giyite paalamenti y'ebiseera ebyo okufuula Uganda eggwanga eryawamu oba kiyite Republic. Mu mwaka gwa 1967 President Obote yagoba obwakabaka bwonna mu ggwanga lya Uganda era bwetyo Uganda nefuuka Republic of Uganda. Okuva olwo obwakabaka buno tebuddangawo era olubiri lwali lwayonoonekera ddala wabula gavumenti ya wakati yajja n'eruddaabiriza nga luno kati lwafuulibwa lwa byabulambuzi nnyo. Katukulambuza olubiri luno olabe kati we lutuuse.
Eno bagiyita Mugaba Palace. Omulimo gwali mu phases 3. Esooka yali yakuzimba the boundary wall, ekikomera. Phase ey'okubiri yali yakurenovatinga amayumba gano nga bw'ogalaba. Phase ey'okusatu yakola landscaping ne driveways ne walkways ne parking ne ceremonial ground. Wano wetuyimiridde eno ennyumba bagiyita Gasyonga House. Gasyonga was the last Mugabe of Ankole. So this is where wano we yali asula. Eno yali nyumba ye nga asulamu. Kingdoms were abolished in 1967. So it means yasemba okusula wano 67 bwe bajjawo kingdoms. So bwe yavaawo ennyumba eno government n'ebitwala n'ebyediza. Kati ennyumba eno yali esulamu abakozi ba district. Kati Ministry of Tourism bwe taking over. Kati netuddamu netugidabiriza kati tourism yemanyi kyegendo gikozesa after its completion. Kati wano wetuzze eno ya Kahaya House. Kahaya House ebetya Kahaya House. Kahaya was a king here. He built this house. So he stayed here during his reign. We yali afuga wano yali asula muno. Bwe yafa Gasyonga ayamuddira mu bigere n'asulawo muno naye oluvannyuma n'azimba eri wetubadde. So this is Kahaya's house. Eri gye tuvudde mu bisulo mwe baali basula mayumba gaabwe g'okusulamu. Kati eno ye Milk House. Milk House mulimo gwayo mwe bategekera amata, mwe batereka ebyanzi, mwe batereka n'amata ga king ge yali anywa gaterekebwa muno nga bagapreparingira muno. So this is Milk House. Eno y'amata, products z'amata ezindi king ziyabire zeyali yeetaaga. So abakyala baatuulanga muno bapreparinga amata ne products zigenderako ng'omuzigo n'ebirala. These three rooms, rooms zino satu z'olaba zaali z'abakozi.
Nga tumaze okulambula olubiri katuyige ku byobuwangwa n'ennono wamu n'ebyo ebikozesebwa Abanyankole mu bulamu bwabwe obwa bulijjo.
I'm Moses Kasure. I'm an employee of Igongo Culture Center. Igongo Culture Center is an initiative whose aim is to study, document, conserve and present the culture and natural heritage of southwestern Uganda. The word, I will start from the word Igongo. The word Igongo comes from a hill which is in Ruengero here, 2 miles from here. Where they say in 1420 it rained so heavily and the water was flooded and water started killing animals and human beings until the king of Ankole at the time ordered the diviners to take a white spotless cow to that hill Igongo, where they sacrificed it, prayed and supplicated until water went back from what we call up to now Lake Mburo. It is on that hill that we get the name Igongo Culture Center and Country Hotel. Can I add that this place where we are is called Bharwi, and we say we are in Bharwi mainly for 2 reasons. One is that Bharwi was the center of many palaces of kings of Ankole, including that Ntare Rugamba who ordered diviners to take that cow there. But we also say we use Bharwi to remember a period in the history of Ankole that was called Ganyonza. That was the time, like we say, when Bunyoro had attacked and rooted all the cows from Ankole. So Banyankole men who are using cows and as dower of bride price had no cows. They would run to the wheel to pick berries called the Nyonza, enough of them, and they used them as dowry. Until when the mighty Bunyoro went ahead and attacked Rwanda and rooted the cows, which when they were taking them, when they had this place called Bharwi, an eclipse happened. And when it happened, the Bunyoro ran away and left the cows behind, and Banyankole took over. I simply define this museum as a collection of artifacts, information panels, traditions, norms, values, and history of the people of southwestern Uganda. It is divided mainly into 5 sections. That is the skills section, family and livelihood, the community, history, and recent events. But we added something called the power of milk. which was an additional letter, and we welcome to this place. But we all, as an extension of the museum, we have two traditional hats showcasing the Munyankore cultivator and the Munyankore keeper, near what we call an amphitheater for traditional performances and so on. We have sculptures in our compound, but for us our sculptures are not just for beauty, but they remind us about our history. From Mayenjege Shinjo Rutanyuva Bugomba to Shekatabazi, Chitam Chanyawera, Mutuma and Kajeru, they are all important in our history. Mayenjege Shinjo, you know, is the only cow known in the history of this region, have been so beautiful and high milk yielding that it led to war between Nkora and Bweju, and 4,000 men died fighting for one cow. In 1720, the Kabaka, or the king of Bweju, had a cow called Mayenjege Shinjo, which was so beautiful and high milk yielding that when the king of Nkore saw it, he wanted to own it or take it. And when the king of Bweju refused it, the king of Nkore decided to send his soldiers to attack Bweju so that they can attack and root the cow. Unfortunately, the army commander at the time, who was called Nsinga Yanyehima, refused. And when he refused, the king was so annoyed that he called upon 4,000 young men into his palace to be trained so that they can go and attack Bweju. But the training was complete. The king was able to identify two thieves, also warriors, in the names of Rustruabgor and Runkunku, who assured the king that they could get that cow without shedding the blood. And indeed, Rustruabgor and Runkunku went to the king of Kabundami as guests with their rime and charcoal in their bags called the Furebi. One night, they woke up and mixed the rime and charcoal and smeared the cow and they turned its color from Mayenje to Ngabo and they brought it to Nkore. But when the king of Bweju realized his cow was stolen by Nkore, he decided to send his soldiers, who were called Nkondami, under the command of a man called Mugutaya Butaho. They came and attacked Nkore and they fought for the cow. And by the end of the war, 4,000 men had died fighting for one cow. And the owners won the battle and they took back the cow. This is a furnace, and these are sticks for pumping enough air into the fire so that the stone, which we so-called iron ore, is well burnt. When it softens, people are able to shape it, heat it and shape it, and make all these metals from the iron ore. Ombundu is for burning the cow in case it had a mashuyo, or for Banyankore, Rio Banyankore, shape of their horn. They would burn the calves when they are still young here so that the horn is shaped in a certain way. This is the basket tray, weaving. This is a fish trap. That chigagara was used in fumigating hides and buckles. They would put it down, then under it they put a burning charcoal with well-scented herbs so that smoke goes into the buckles and chases away the fleas, but also it gives it a good smell. But also the hides and skins were put to use. That is our traditional handbag called the Furebe, the one in the corner. That's a skirt called the Nkanda. Then that is a hide that was worn by people for functions and so on. A chahi was used as a blanket, a mattress, or a bed sheet. It is smoothened through tunneling so that it is soft. You can cover it yourself with any. Then this is a gallbladder, which was used as a bag for carrying tobacco. That is a small rope for tying the legs of the cow when you are milking, called mboha, so that the cow does not kick you. Millet was not only important as a food and a drink and so on, but it was important in leadership. For every king to be coronated on that first day, they had first plant what we call okuba in the morning, which symbolized wishing his kingdom luck and multiplication. This is a dilemma showcasing a tradition no Munyankore cultivator, and we say, when you entered their hearts, these are mainly the items or objects that we would find in those traditional huts. You know, we did not have matchboxes. Those were our traditional matchboxes. I don't know whether one of you has ever seen that. And you are able to get fire. Traditional Chiga homestead, we say it showcases a man one Mchiga man who was married to 4 wives. And as you can see, each wife was supposed to dig therefore granaries for storing food after her. It's not that we've become useless. Here we talk about the Ronkong, the Ankore cow of Ankore near the traditional hut of Munyankore, the cattle keeper's hut. It was different because what they ate and how they did, what they did was different. While this one was only the cow and the milking and the blood, the other one had to have some things to grind the millet he has grown and traditionally these people were not eating. That's why you see where the charcoal, the fire is made is different. Indians thought we are still very stupid. They brought their money, we started using it. Until when we used the East African shillings, and for those who don't know, that this Uganda shillings we have started in 1966. Since then, every president, every reign, there are different money. 66, 73, 79, 82, 85 to 86, and then this one here, this is this government, but because they've overstayed even the money, they've changed the route. What we are using now is not here. This is what we once used in their regime. Talk about communication, and we give the meanings of this physical communication. Because in Ankole, every home was supposed to have a drum called the Ngoma Yempuruza, a communication drum. The drumming was different for different occasions. When you saw a new moon, you would drum and the whole village would know they've sighted a new moon. But when you were attacked, you would also drum and people would know this is for an attack. When you brewed beer, you would drum and people would know they are calling us for beer. And when the religion came, still they would drum and people would know they are calling us to go for prayers.
So were there different sounds to mean?
Yes, different. When somebody got 100 heads of cow, they would get that cowbell, put it in the neck of the one, so that it keeps ringing and telling people, I have 100, I have 100.
This one?
Yes. A fruit, and the fruit, this is for group hunters, then used in communication with your cows and goats, and also in dancing. But the other carrying pad called the ngata, when waved and put on the way, don't go thirsty.
The other one?
Yes, they would make it and put it on the road, telling you that don't go thirsty, there is beer here. Ankole did not have drums. They used this pot called Ntubaichitagurro and Nshunjezi for dancing and so on. But with the constant communication with neighbors Buganda and Busoga, the drums came in. But these are different mizano games people used to play. In the process of making beer, from when you cut the banana until when you are able to drink what we call tonto. Mwenge bigere.
Bw'otuukako mu lubiri luno toyinza butayitirako ku Mmembe Monument ku Igonya Culture Center.
Kyetugenda okwogerako oba okulaba leero byebikwatagana n'obudde lwe bwaziba emisana abazungu kye bayita eclipse eyabaawo mu 1520. Omwaka ogwo ogwa 1520 obudde bwaziba emisana, naye mu kuziba emisana waaliwo ebyafaayo byaffe ebyaliwo, waaliwo ebigenda mu maaso, kubanga bwe bwagendera okuziba emisana Bunyoro yali akuva okuba Ankole n'eginyagako ente zonna bwe zitwala n'ezitwala abanyankole ne basigala nga tebalina nte era nga bw'okimanyi nti abanyankole abakazi babagula nte obudde obwo olw'okuba nti tebalina nte bagendanga mu nsiko ne bajjayo ebibala bye bayita ennyonza nga bye bagula abakazi. Paka Bunyoro yali ekulembera olimi asooka Lwita Mahanga lwe yayitawo n'egenda ekuba Rwanda n'empodro nayo n'enyaga y'ente. Bw'enyaga y'ente eba ezitwala baba akatuuka Biharwe ne buziba emisana. Bwe baaziba emisana Abanyoro ne batya ne badduka ente ne bazirekawo abanyankole ne bazizza era bo baaziwa erinnya nti empenda ya Munoni lwe bagamba ente zaava mu ggulu ne zigwa mu Ankole. Naye ng'Abanyoro bwe badduka ne balekawo ente ze baali bava okunyaga e Rwanda abanyankole ne bazizza. Kaakati Buganda bwe yafuna amawulire nti Abanyoro baabadde bava okubba ente ne bazireka mu Ankole ne balowooza nti oba Abanyoro babakubye ne babamala amaanyi. Yaliwo obudde obwo Kabaka Nakibinge n'asalamu agenda alumba e Bunyoro naye agikuba anyageyo ebintu nga bwe baakolanga obudde obwo. Bwe yatuukayo n'asanga ng'Abanyoro bakyaliyo balina amagye g'amaanyi era ne bamuttira mu ntalo ze baalwana. Era kati ekiddako tugenda kulaba ekijjukizo ky'obudde obwo kiki ekijjukiza. Naye bwe tuba twambuka ku olusozi wano Biharwe era olusozi lwa Biharwe kati lwe tuyita Eclipse Monument Hill tulina amakubo 3 ng'amakubo aga 3 ekigendererwa kutujjukiza bantu kyabaaliwo obudde obwo ne kingdom ezakwatibwako olw'obudde okuziba emisana. Ogusooka ekkubo erisooka we tuyita awayina erangi kazi bulu bagiyita ki eya bbulu awo tuyitawo Ntalo Nyabugalo Bwera. Ntalo Nyabugalo Bwera ye yali omugabe wa Nkole. Ate tuyina emyufu ekiraga nti Kibi eyo tugiyita olimi Lwita Mahanga eyali omukama wa Bunyoro. Ate ne yero eyetooloola gye tuyita Nakibinge Trail eyo ng'eri presentinga Nakibinge. Naye ate bwe tutuuka waggulu ku lusozi kwennyini awali ekijjukizo ekyo nakyo tujja kusanga nga kiyimiridde ku magulu 3 era nga gakiikirira amawanga ago Buganda, Bunyoro n'Enkole. From here you would say the Eclipse Monument is 12 kilometers from Barara on Masaka Road, and it is for easy access because it is managed by Igongo Culture Center. You would rather stop at Igongo Culture Center to get a guide because that makes it easy for you. You might just drive and you find a locked place. So just reach Igongo Culture Center, enter the museum. The guides will be able to take you to the monument. It takes only 15 minutes from the start of the hike to the monument. The tourists who visit the monument, we charge them money, very little money. For students and young people, it is 5,000. For East African adults, 10,000. And for non-East Africans or tourists, 25,000. But also for conservation, this fenced part, we've already started planting herbal medicine, herbal plants in this already fenced part. Because we think with conservation and for our health, we need to have our natural, our cultural history knowledge about medicine and plants. So for now, we've started with only 100 plants, herbal plants, which we have planted. We are adding more so that we are able to make this place important. You might come in as a guest, you end up going with the medicine.
Nga tuwumbawumba Ankole Kingdom ye yawuzibwamu districts 10 omuli Bushenyi, Buhwenju, Mitoma, Lubirizi, Shema, Ntungamo, Mbalala, Kinuhura, Ibanda wamu ne Isingiro. Webale kuba mulabi mulungi. Eno ye program Tulambule wano ku KBS TV buli lwa Sunday mwe tuba tukuleetera ebyobulambuzi ebyenjawulo wamma ate nga binyuvu okwerolerako n'amaaso go. KBS TV musule bulungi mweraba.
Nasaliba mu Uganda era nkulidde mu Uganda nalulungi wakune gwange donde yasalibwa mu nsi Uganda yange era okujagala sasoma wabula butonde